So, you're a business owner actively price shopping for an offshore team, right? You've probably noticed it's surprisingly tough to get a straight answer about cost. Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're cutting through all that outsourcing marketing fluff. We're going to give you the candid, honest broker reality of what a virtual assistant actually costs in 2026. We'll be looking at real numbers, actual market rates, and those hidden traps that catch so many entrepreneurs completely off guard. Let's get right into it. Let's start with a bit of a contrarian truth. Most VA pricing pages out there, they hide the exact same three things. They rely on scraped job boards, generic industry guesses, or surveys that are just plain outdated. It completely misrepresents the market. But we're taking a totally different approach here. We pulled hard data. Exactly 1,385 actual job applications submitted directly to Arma Sourcing. These aren't just estimates cooked up by a marketing team, folks. These are the exact salaries real Filipino professionals literally typed into their applications. All right, first up, let's look at the bottom, the budget tier. This sits right around $400 a month. So what does $400 actually get you? Generally, you're looking at entry-level candidates for highly specific, repetitive, single-skill roles. If you're running a lean startup, I get it. It sounds like an absolute steal. But here's the massive catch. You are hiring direct. That means you are completely on the hook. If they disappear, if their internet drops, or if the work quality just tanks, the burden of fixing that entire mess falls 100% on your shoulders. Moving up, we hit the mid-tier. The exact median asking price for a full-time Filipino VA in 2026 sits right at $714 a month. Break that down, and it works out to about $6 an hour for full-time remote work across that massive data set we just talked about. This tier usually lands you a really strong, capable professional who can handle much more dynamic, complex tasks. But again, and this is crucial, while the talent is definitely better, you're still managing absolutely everything yourself, from international payroll and compliance to daily quality checks, the whole shebang. Finally, we reach the dedicated or managed tier, starting at $800 a month, all in. This is a total game changer. The paradigm shifts entirely from just hiring a freelancer to actually building a reliable offshore operation. That $800 isn't just a pass-through salary. It means an agency is aggressively recruiting top talent for you. They manage the daily quality assurance, they handle the messy international payroll, and critically, they give you replacement guarantees if the hire just doesn't work out. It's built-in peace of mind. Now, here's what's really fascinating about diving deep into this data. We uncovered a massive mistake business owners make when price shopping. We call it the experience trap. Look, in Western markets, we're completely conditioned to think a decade of experience means a salary should logically double or even triple, right? So employers go offshore and just blindly pay for years of tenure. They assume it automatically guarantees better results instead of actually evaluating and testing for verifiable skills. This data brilliantly illustrates exactly why that strategy is so flawed. Look at this. A newcomer with up to 1 year of experience asks for $714. A VA with 2 to 3 years asks for $800, and a 7-year veteran, $804. Think about that for a second. A veteran asks for just a tiny fractional increase over a complete newcomer. It absolutely proves that seniority is drastically underpriced offshore. The takeaway? Don't overpay just for tenure. You should be aggressively screening for specific skills and English proficiency because the actual market rate barely budges after year 2. So let's unpack why that absolute cheapest bottom dollar tier fails so often. When you pay rock bottom prices directly to a freelancer without any agency support, you're essentially working without a net. You face a notoriously high risk of turnover. And if your key assistant quits on a random Tuesday, you have absolutely no replacement guarantees. There's zero backup coverage if they get sick, no quality assurance to verify their work, and zero daily supervision. You're flying blind out there. And as we all know, flying blind in business is incredibly expensive. Which brings us to a crucial point. The real expense of a virtual assistant isn't just that hourly rate on paper. It's the profoundly expensive hidden costs that absolutely nobody quotes you. Think about your own management time. How much is an hour of your time actually worth as a business owner? Factor in those endless hours spent sourcing, vetting, onboarding, and most painfully, fixing rework when a budget hire completely misunderstands a critical task. Those hidden costs, they'll quickly dwarf a $400 monthly salary. When you compare these approaches side by side, the contrast is literally night and day. Sourcing, vetting, payroll handling, quality assurance, replacement guarantees. With a direct hire, you do it all yourself, or your business simply goes without it. But with a managed VA, all of that is entirely included in that starting $800 rate. A managed setup deliberately removes all those massive HR headaches. It lets you act like a true business owner focused on scaling instead of acting as a full-time babysitter for an offshore team. To really put this all into perspective, let's zoom out and look at the alternative. Even if you go for a premium, fully managed offshore VA at roughly $800 a month, look at what you'd be forced to pay locally. A median U.S. administrative assistant costs $3,800 a month at an absolute minimum. And remember, that is before benefits, taxes, office space, and overhead. You're getting a highly educated, often university-degreed professional in the Philippines at a massive discount compared to a fully loaded U.S. equivalent. It's really a no-brainer. Ultimately, we have to shift our paradigm here. If you are actively shopping for a VA right now, please stop just price shopping. Start evaluating your total risk. The right question isn't, what does this VA cost per hour? The right question is, what does it cost my business when this goes entirely wrong? A cheap hire that fails, drops the ball on a big client, or just vanishes? That costs you exponentially more in lost time, lost revenue, and lost reputation than simply doing it right the first time with proper management. So don't settle for generic industry guesses, and definitely don't race to the absolute bottom of the market. Now that you know the honest numbers, it's time to figure out exactly what your specific operation needs. Book a call to get a real quote based on exactly what your business requires to scale safely and reliably in 2026. Are you ready to stop managing freelancers and start building a real team?